Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm thankful to be in the land of the living this morning. I'm thankful to be amongst the living this morning. I'm thankful that God woke me up this morning and gave me another chance. For those of y'all who don't know who I am Grace Amber. I come on every Monday through Friday morning. I get on YouTube and TikTok and give y'all words, whatever God has given me to share. That's what I come on and do. So if y'all like this content, then like the video and subscribe to my channel so you can catch every video that I drop, right? So let's jump right on in. I got a word for y'all today. What's the word for today? The word for today is this. Who said that children of God were perfect? Who said that children of God are going to be perfect? Who said that? Y'all, when you look at how God created us and how he sent us down here, he created us with spirit and with flesh. And we've been talking all week about the fruit of the spirit and the fruit of the flesh, right? And so because God created his children, right, in the form of spirit and flesh, what did we say were the fruit of the flesh? The fruit of the flesh are this: sexual immorality, impurity and debauchery, idolatry and witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions, and envy, drunkenness, orgies, and the like. That's the fruit of the flesh, right? So when God created us, right, in this lifetime to come live on earth, when he created us with flesh connected to us, right? Including children of God, okay? When he created us with flesh connected to us. If we become disconnected from our flesh, we are no longer living in the physical form. We are no longer considered to be living. If we were disconnected from our flesh, we would not be considered to be living. And this goes for children of God, right? So, since God created us with spirit, and he also created us with flesh connected to us, you know what that means for children of God? That means that every day that we live, we are constantly going to be battling and struggling with urges and tendencies to commit sinful nature, to commit sexual immorality, to commit impurity, to engage in hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, all of the fruit of the flesh, because God set us down here and created us in the format of spirit and flesh. You know what that means for children of God? That means that we are going to constantly be battling those things because we are connected to our flesh. So long as we are connected to our flesh, we will always struggle and try to abstain. It will always be a battle. It will always be a battle to struggle against doing the things sinful nature. It will always be a struggle against doing things that God has told us not to do. It will always be a struggle against trying not to engage and indulge and participate in the things of sinful nature, to engage. It will always be a struggle to not engage in the fruit of the flesh. Why? Because God created us connected to our flesh. And if we become disconnected from our flesh, we ain't even living no more. So who said that children of God were supposed to be perfect? Who said that children of God could ever be perfect? We could never be perfect. But here is what sets children of God apart from other humans. All humans will struggle with these things, right? But here is what sets children of God apart. Romans 8 chapter and the 14th verse says this: for those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God. What sets children of God apart from other humans is that we are led by the Spirit. Yes, we will struggle with all those things. We will struggle with jealousy. We will struggle with fits of rage. We will struggle with selfish ambition. We will struggle with sexual immorality. We will struggle with impurity. We will struggle with those things. But here's what sets us apart: because we are led by the Spirit. And what does it mean to be led by the Spirit? It means this: that although we struggle with these things, although we struggle with all those things in Galatians, the 5th chapter, 19th verse, the 20th verse, right? The 21st verse. Even though we struggle with all those things, we are led by the Spirit. And so when we do something wrong, when we sin, when we fall short, when we succumb to the pressures of our flesh and we make mistakes and we commit sin, even though we may ask for forgiveness, but because we are led by the Spirit tells us, don't do that. Oh, that was wrong. Look at what you did yesterday. Let's look at what you're doing this morning. Let's look at what you did last night. Now, how does that line up with what God has said for you to do? How does that line up with who God has called you to be? If it is not in alignment with that, we as children of God are led by the Spirit, and the Spirit corrects us and shows us where we were wrong so that we can straighten our ways. The Spirit of God leads us and shows us the way to go. And if we take a wrong step, the Spirit of God leads us to get back on the right path. That's what sets the children of God apart from other humans. And so this myth that children of God are not supposed to do this. And oh, look at her. She's up there giving a word from the Lord, but look what I saw her do yesterday. Yeah, well, who said that children of God were going to be perfect? We will never be perfect. So long as you see us living with flesh and spirit, guess what? We will always struggle. We will always fall short. But what sets us apart is that we allow ourselves to be led by the Spirit. And when you allow yourself to be led by the Spirit, you are going to make mistakes. You're going to fall short. You're going to always struggle, but the Spirit is going to put you back on track. The Spirit is going to show you where you went wrong so that you don't do it again. The Spirit of God in you is going to tell you when you're getting ready to do something wrong and tell you don't go there. Don't do that. Don't say that. Be quiet. Speak up now. That's what it means to be led by the Spirit of God, and that's what sets us apart. But this myth that children of God are going to be perfect. Oh, look at Pastor. I know what Pastor did yesterday. Pastor said this to such and such, and he knew he hurt that lady feelings. So how can he get up and call himself a man of God? How can he call himself a man of God? Because he is a man of God, even though he may fall short like we all do, but he is led by the Spirit. So we have to stop putting out, dispelling this myth of children of God being perfect. We will never be perfect, okay? We're all going to struggle. But the most important thing that sets us apart as children of God is that we are led by the Spirit. And though we may fall short, guess what? The Spirit is going to get us back on track. The Spirit is going to convict us where need be. The Spirit is going to correct us where need be. The Spirit is going to guide us where need be. That's what the Spirit of God does. And for those children of God who are led by the Spirit, right? You're going to make mistakes, but it's going to get you back on the right track. I love y'all. I am Grace Amber. I'll be right back on Monday morning. Like this video if you like this content. Subscribe to my channel so you can get more.